Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the 40k show, your weekly dose on Wednesdays of Warhammer 40k news, content, chat, and overall nonsense. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us. Please make sure you hit all those magical YouTube buttons for us. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe if you're not a subscriber. They're important to us right now. We're getting close to 22,500, and then only a mere 2,500 before we're at a quarter of 100,000, then 100,000, then take over the world, right? So go get all your friends to subscribe, okay? We keep going up to like 90 something and then back down. It's terrible right now. And I was on time tonight, by the way, people. So you know it's a good day. We are having a good day here on the channel today. How are you all doing? How are you beautiful people? I should also tell you, obviously, hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every time we go live or drop a new video. Alternatively, if you also want to be notified, you can be in the Great Hall Discord server, and you can do that by becoming a member. Exclamation mark member in the chat if you want to become a brand new member of the channel and come and join us in the Great Hall and look at all those wonderful tiers and all the perks you could have access to. Lots and lots of things available to you wonderful people should you choose to become a member. So if you want to support the channel, you can also super chat. If it's more than $10, then Amy will read it out to me in her sexy voice. If it's less, I promise you I will get to it at some point during the stream. And then finally, if you don't have anything to say, but you still want to donate and you're already a member, you can also gift memberships to the channel. It's one of the most important ways of supporting us. In fact, we looked at our statistics this morning. 71% of the channel's revenue is in fact memberships and gifted memberships. You people are so important to us, so thank you so much for supporting the channel. Now, obviously, we are on the 10th edition release train right now. And every single day at the moment, we're getting brand new faction rules, which is really good for someone like me because it gives us plenty and plenty to talk about. Okay, so today we'll be covering Death Guard. They have announced Death Guard's faction rules today and given us a little sneak peek into Death Guard, and we'll talk about those. Namely, we want to know about are they more or less resilient? This is a very hard one to answer simply because we haven't seen a lot of factions rules.
Yes, they are.
Although Scott seems to think they are in fact less resilient straight away. But we'll have a look at those rules. What we need to do is we need to think about it in the context of what we've seen so far. When we compare it to other factions, their rules and abilities, if we think about the reduction in damage output, etc., is there a chance that actually they're not that less resilient and actually they're going to be just as tough because there's reduced AP everywhere, etc., etc., etc. We'll see. We'll talk about that in just a moment. In the meantime, big thank you, Stefan, for becoming a member at Skull Tier all by yourself with your very own money. You are a hero. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Big shout out to Squirrel Noob and a big shout out to Yestin, who have both gifted memberships as well.
Heart.
Thank you for the 10, Chris. You're amazing. Big shout out Simon, who's also gifted one. Obviously, everyone's in there trying to snipe Munch straight away, right? Munch was with us last night trying to hoover himself up a gifted membership. And exclamation mark snipe me has changed to exclamation mark munch me in the hope that we can get Munch a gifted membership. Really, really wants one. And YouTube seems to be doing him out of memberships right now. Thank you, Lara, for also gifting. 4 gifted straight away. 4 gifted straight away. Zena took us over the monthly goal last night. And so we have a new monthly goal set by the wildly mature people of chat, 1,200 and of course 69. Okay, so that's the goal. Maybe we could do it in a night. Maybe we could do it tonight. Maybe some point soon I could have some time off, but we'll see. Thank you, Nordos, for another gifted as well. You're amazing. Your people are all amazing. So my day's been good, chat. Hope you have also having a good day. I know it's hump week, hump day. No, it's hump week, middle of the hump day. Words, middle of the week. It's hump day. That's the one, right? And I've had a good day today. I finished building a battle sister to make 5 battle sisters, and I took 5 sacrosants, Morvin Val, Celestine and her Gemini, and a what's the HQ choice called? Is it Palatine or something? Or Canoness? I've taken those to the spray booth, and they've got black paint and red paint on them today.
Man, my expectations were low and James still let me down. We are now slower and less tanky. At least the new deep strike strat helps.
I'll get to that in just a moment, Jay. Thank you for the 10. Talking about thank you for the 10, Tim of the Chaser variety, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. You absolute fucking channel hero. I appreciate you. You are amazing. When we get the new studio, I think I'm going to have a whole wall of people's names who are incredible people. Typically, I reckon it'll be covered in Thanes and above. Thank you so much, Tim. You're a hero. Thank you so much, Right, I need to get to this article, people, all right? Thank you so much, Chaotic Failure, for 10 more gifted. Jesus, it's a strong start today, chat. It's a strong start. It's a strong start.
Thanks for an awesome weekend. Great meeting everyone and having a blast.
Chris, thank you for your first ever super chat on the channel. And also, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us at the weekend. You, sir, are amazing. You're all amazing.
You are as likely to have painted that sister's army this year as I am to have painted my Eldar army. Seeing as I've commissioned mine out, I'm obviously not going to paint. Still more likely, mate.
I'm not committing to painting a whole army this year, Steve, but painting some models at least is a step in the right direction for me, right? Legio Panda, yes, it's humping day. Hump day. Humping day. We are in the middle of the week that makes it humping day. All right, can you not stop? I need to get to the article. All right, Carl of Hodgie, in with the 20. Wow, you're a hero. That's 45 new members off the bat. We've only just got started. What a legend. Thank you so much. You absolute fucking hero, Carl. Carl is one of my favourite people. There you go. I said it. I said it, right? Anyone who gives 10 or above is my favourite people. Chaotic Failure, Tim Chaser, Carl Hodgie, all my favourite people. You're all my favourite people. Thank you so much. Right. How do I get out of this? Get into this and get to the top of here. Faction Focus Death Guard. I'm aware Scott's is coming through. I'm just waiting for that one. New Sheets Day. It's not New Sheets Day. What about? New Sheets Day's a Monday now.
Painting up my first Berserker squad, starting my newest army. Can't wait to run World Eaters with a feel no pain in every game against Death Guard that one.
Spoilers, chat, right? Spoilers for the Death Guard. Munch is the best thing that happened to Liam after sorting out his haircut. Thanks, Legio. That's, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Zoe says, we missed you, Liam. I was like not here for 24 hours. That's it. I mean, you can wait that long, right? You can wait that long. Anyway, okay. Right. Let's do some screen sharing. Let's talk about Death Guard. Obviously, if you want to interrupt me, you can do. $10 to interrupt me halfway through. I will stop for big member donos as well, just so you guys know. But otherwise, we're going to talk about the Death Guard faction focus, 17th of May. Yet another army we're going to see showcased. Now, what did I want from Death Guard? I wanted two things from Death Guard. I wanted them to feel incredibly resilient and tanky, and I wanted them to spread plague and sickness and impact and affect people nearby. Okay, that's what I wanted to happen. That's what I wanted to happen, and I think they got some of this right. Okay, but before we go into this, I'm waiting to see if his name pops up because Boat Boy came in with the big 50 dono. What a legend! 50 gifted memberships. You, sir, are an absolute hero. Now you're my favourite person in the world right now. Sorry, Carl. You lasted a few minutes, mate, which is more than your ex said. But Boat Boy is now my biggest hero. 50 gifted. Not seeing Munch's name pop up right now. Seeing lots of people that should already just be members. I'm very disappointed in them. But that's outstanding. Thank you so much, man. You're a hero. I love you very, very dearly. I now need to go into the thingy and update the thingy. And before you know it, we're nearly halfway to Zena's goal already. Did Munch get one? Did Munch get one? Strong gift, says Nurgle Matthew. Hey, Nurgle Matthew, you're a hero. Nurgle Matthew's also a hero of the channel, by the way. He's in the chat all the time. What a legend. Okay, I don't think Munch got one. Still no Munching with a 50. Still going as well, chat, right? Okay, so back it. Thank you so much, Boat Boy. I can't thank people like you enough, right? Zena came home yelling, 15 minutes till the stream, says 40k Medic. Good girl. It's the right life choice. Well, you already sat there with it open, 40k Medic, were you? Just like, already got this. Already got this, right? 95 gifted memberships. Munch still dodging. What a hero. Anyway, let's get back into it, right? Faction Focus Death Guard. So that's what I wanted from Death Guard. Supremely tanky and resilient, and something where they're spreading contagion and sickness, because I feel like that's the most narrative choices. They've got 50% of this right, definitely. And then maybe Maybe this might also, by the way, chat, be the fastest we've ever got to 100. We're 5 away from 100 members, 9 minutes into the stream, right? This could be the fastest we've ever got to 100 gifted members, and that's amazing. Right, anyway, so the Rotted Brotherhood. In the 41st millennium, a runny nose is a real reason for concern. Not only might you be unable to serve the Emperor at full capacity, it may also be the first sign that you have been infected by one of Nurgle's vile maladies. The Death Guard gleefully embrace all the fevers and agues of Nurgle, advancing inexorably to spread disease and carve their foes apart with poisoned fire and rusty blades. It's time to find out how these harbingers of rot work in the new edition of Warhammer 40k. Boat Boy, are you like a second John McArdle? Are you John McArdle's brother? You mad lad, what are you doing? That's now the record broke. but if Munch doesn't get one now, everyone just give up. Okay? Jesus, man. What are you doing? Thank you, Boat Boy. Thank you so much. What a legend. I offered this to John McArdle when he started gifting and he turned it down. But if you want a channel t-shirt, hit me up on Discord and I will send one to you as a massive thank you. You are amazing. You're a hero. By the way, for the quiz winners who won the Sad Joe t-shirts, you guys still need to message me on Discord if you're watching right now. Just so you guys know, okay? If you won the Sad Joe t-shirts by winning the quiz on Saturday. Come on, Boat Boy. I'm watching for Munch. I'm waiting for it. I'm looking for it. It's not there. I don't think he's going to get one. I'm going to have to update the tracker later. We are definitely halfway to Zena's target now. We actually could smash it in a night. Boat Boy's about to get himself put in YouTube jail. Because they'll just block his card now. Apparently, YouTube doesn't like money. Thank you so much for 50 more gifted, though. One more to give out. One more to go. It wasn't Munch. Still no Munch. Munch, what's going on? And the funny thing is, chat, Munch has definitely had a gifted membership before. 100%, without doubt, had a gifted membership before. So he can receive them, which is funny. Okay? And he did make sure they're turned on. He turned them off and on again yesterday. Right? It might be Daddy John's alternative account. Munch is actually secretly loose out in the corner. No, I'm joking, right? Few armies are as durable as the Death Guard. This corrupted legion has grown fat on Nurgle's blessings, mutated into swollen flesh, bursting out of armour, and pus-filled excess sloughing off when struck by the enemy. They march to battle with flies buzzing around them, never relenting as they shrug off devastating salvos that would kill mere mortals. Alongside this acrid advance, bloated demon engines rumble forward, belching gouts of explosive fire. The Death Guard's approach is slow but inevitable, and the enemies fall, choking under clouds of disease smog. Squirrel Noob, thank you for the gifted one. And I turned it off and on today as well, says Munch. You're a hero. I love you. I love you for being here again. I told you, Munch, every stream, it's your job now, right? If we get to a certain amount, I'll start giving you 10% of membership. No, I'm joking. Faction rules. That'd be good though, wouldn't it? That'd be a right little hustle. To battle a Death Guard army is to face a squall of supernatural contagions that contaminate everything they touch. These innumerable infections cause flesh and armor alike to suppurate and rot, softening up enemy defenses ahead of the assault. Okay, right. Death Guard army rule. Nurgle's Gift Aura. This is an aura I'm actually okay with. In fact, I'll go as far as to say this is an aura I'm glad to see inside the game. This is an aura I wanted to see. This is the right way to use auras. If your army faction is Death Guard, while an enemy unit is within contagion range of this unit, subtract 1 from the toughness characteristic of models in that enemy unit. Contagion range changes over the course of the battle as shown below. First, I don't think they needed this, by the way. I don't feel like this was required. This looks like a filler, right? First battle round contagion range, 3 inches. Second battle round contagion range, 6 inches. Third battle round onwards, contagion range, 9 inches. Super easy, super simple. I love it. I'm not sure we needed the charts. I think we could have worked this out as players who play the game. But, you know, they showed it. Fine. Okay. This is a really nice faction rule. Again, this is the army rule. This is the army-wide rule. So no matter what detachment you take with Death Guard, you will always have contagion range. And if you get near Death Guard, you start to suffer negatives to your toughness. I actually really like it. I actually really like this. I think it's a strong rule. I think it's a good rule. I think it's a narrative rule. Nothing to dislike here. Big fan, okay? Nurgle's Gift blesses every Death Guard unit with an aura that increases over the course of the battle. The other thing with Nurgle's Gift is it's the same in basic as what they have access to right now, right? Which is really good because it means that players that are already playing Death Guard don't have to learn a whole new rule. They're already used to telling you that you're -1 toughness. They've just got to remember how far it is and what battle round. This is top work, okay? Enemy units in contagion range have the toughness reduced by 1 as unnatural plagues overwhelm them. A blighted slave to the increased resilience found across the board in the new edition. So they're saying, I gave it a good crack, says Boat Boy, you're amazing. They're saying that on the whole, people's toughness and durability has got better and they're more resilient. However, Death Guard bring that back down because you get infected, which I think, again, is a good narrative here for Death Guard. Okay, these contagions are so powerful they even bend the landscape to Nurgle's will, and as the Death Guard spread the sickness, they cause Nurgle's garden to encroach on real space. Any objectives controlled by the Death Guard at the end of their command phase remain in their control, even if they move away, and also gain Nurgle's gift, meaning enemies who want to take it back will have to contend with the reality warping pox, weakening them. Yeah, okay, right. Yet again, we have another rule that says that if they're on an objective, they keep that objective. This is 100%, without doubt now, something that they should have put in as a universal special rule. This is a swing and a miss. They should have put this in. I spoke about it on the Liam Joe show last week. They should have put this in as a universal special rule. So the detachment rule for the Plague Company, for the Death Guard, if you control an objective marker at the end of your command phase and a Death Guard unit from your army is within range of that objective marker is said to be infected and remains under your control, even if you have no models within range of it until your opponent controls it at the start or end of any turn. Should have just been a USR. In addition, here's the cool part. In addition, while an objective marker is infected and under your control, it has the Nurgle's Gift ability, as if it were a unit from your army. So enemy units within contagion range of it will have their toughness characteristic modified. That's really cool. They should have just said, if a Death Guard unit holds an objective, blah, 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 confers blah rule, right? Cool, should have been USR, that's fine. But the fact that it gains Nurgle's Gift as a beacon of infection, as a beacon of contagion, that's really cool, right? I'm a big fan of that one. Right? So the rule's cool, just should have been a USR there because they've shown so many instances of sticky objectives. The universal special rule should have been called objective secured, replaced it from the old book. They haven't. I don't know why they haven't done this. It seems like a swing and a miss. It's something that would have very easily been a universal special rule considering how many things have access to it. I'm not going to dwell on that too much. I actually think the detachment rule is cool. I actually really like the detachment rule as well. I hold an objective, I can move off of it, and it remains a beacon of sickness. So if you move in range of it, you're -1 toughness. Which I really, really like. The downside of that, right? Here's the downside. Here's where so the rule's cool in narrative. Here's where I don't think it's too strong, right? So if you control the objective at the beginning or end of any turn, you take it off of the Death Guard, right? Okay. So I move my unit in range of a Death Guard objective that has the Nurgle's Gift ability, and the Death Guard unit has already moved off of it. So it's moved off of it, right? And it still has the Nurgle's Gift ability. I move in range of it. I'm now -1 toughness in my turn. Not a problem. It's my turn. Okay? End of my turn, I then control that objective. It's no longer got spread the sickness on it. It's no longer infected. Death Guard turn, I'm not suffering a -1 toughness. I'm not entirely sure how much this is going to come up. It's a cool rule and it's narrative. I just really don't feel like it does anything. I actually don't feel like this helps at all. There's a couple of rare occurrences that maybe this might come up, but realistically, if you've moved off of that objective and an enemy unit moves within range of it, the only bonus being, of course, that to be within range of the objective is within 3 inches of the objective. So from battle round 2 and 3 onwards, it's a little bit better because battle round 2 onwards, you're going to get contagion 6 inches from the objective marker, and battle round 3 onwards, it's going to be 9 inches from the objective marker. So I guess in that regard, it's a bit better. From battle round 3 onwards, you've got 9-inch bubbles, 9-inch bubbles of -1 toughness. At that point, the enemy unit doesn't have to be in range of the objective marker to be in range of the contagion. Okay? So that's where I think it's probably a little bit cool, a little bit more useful. In fact, actually, the 3-inch thing only really matters in turn 1. But it still does mean that if the enemy goes anywhere near that objective, they better be taking it off you. Otherwise, they're going to be suffering -1 to their toughness. Okay? Well, thank you for the 5. On my way home now, but read the rules at lunch. I really like the new Death Guard rules. They look strong and narrative. It's a win for me. We'll go on, shall we, Will? Thank you for the 5, mate. You're a hero. Glad you finished well. Squirrel Noob, free Radio Armageddon. Thank you for trying to snipe Munch. Exclamation mark Munch me, people. Come on. Come on. There can't be that many people left to get memberships, right? Unit Spotlight. Play Death Guard if you like big guys. The Sons of Mortarion are absolute units. Walking refrigerators packed with a slurry of rotting innards and mutation, held together by millennia-old ceramite, spit, and a prayer to Nurgle. With the corpse worshippers making a song and dance about their renewed Terminators, the god of corpulence and fecundity wasn't going to be outdone. Blightlord Terminators are now even heftier. Right. Toughness 6 Terminators now. Okay. Toughness 6 Terminators. 2 up save, 3 wounds, leadership 6, objective control 1. But I want to draw your attention to one little thing. Movement 4. That seems... I'm not sure on movement 4. Okay? I am not sure on movement 4. Like in normal life, no one cares for 3 inches. You can work with 6 and 9 get scary. That's a fucking great comment. That's amazing. Okay, so they are toughness 6. They are ridiculously tanky for Terminators. Movement 4 is a problem. Let's look at some of their weapons, right? Because these data sheets are giving us more than people give them credit for, because it shows you lots of common things within the army. Okay, blight launchers, lethal hits. Okay, Plague Combi Bolter, lethal hits. Reaper Autocannon doesn't have it, but Bubotic Blade has lethal hits. Flare of Corruption has lethal hits. So what we can discern from this is anything that was previously a plague weapon is likely now to have lethal hits, unless it is an auto-hitting weapon. Lethal hits, what does lethal hits mean? Lethal hits means that on every critical hit, which is a 6 to hit, it automatically wounds the target. So Death Guard look like they're going to have lots of access through plague weapons to auto wounding on 6s to hit. They're going to get a ton of born soldiers in their army, which is quite cool, to be fair, because it's plague weapons. I quite like the mechanics. So 6s to hit do auto wounds, like it. Interesting that the combi weapon is just lumped into one combi weapon. So it doesn't matter if it's a melter, a plasma, combi weapon. It's anti-infantry 4+ with devastating wounds and rapid fire 1. What does that mean? Well, if this targets an infantry unit on a 4+ to wound, it does a critical wound, which means it does a devastating wound, which means the damage is done as mortal wounds. And it's 1 shot, 1 attack, but rapid fire 1, so within 12 inches it's 2 attacks. It is hitting on 4s because it's a combi weapon, but against infantry it will just do mortal wounds. That's quite nice. I like that. Although I am a little bit sad at the lack of Combi Plasma, Combi Melter, Combi Flamer, but it does make it tastier, right? The Plague Combi Bolter has lethal hits rapid fire 2. It's pretty standard. The Plague Spewer, however, has ignores cover torrent, which means it's an auto-hitting weapon, but has anti-infantry 2+, D6 shot, strength 5, -1/1 damage. That's quite tasty. Okay, Reaper Autocannon, yet more devastating wounds, yet more potential for mortal wounds. Sustained hits 1, so every 6 to hit generates an additional hit. 4 attacks, strength 7, -1/1 damage. So if you do mortal wounds with it, you're only doing a single mortal wound. Okay, looks pretty cool. Faction, Nurgle's Gift, Aura, Core Deep Strike, Blistering Fusillade. Each time a model in this unit makes a range attack, if it targets the closest eligible enemy unit, re-roll a wound roll of a 1. That's pretty tasty. And a 4+ invulnerable save. So they have toughness 6 now with 3 wounds and a 4+ invulnerable save. But if we look at the detachment rule, if we look at the faction rule, and we look at Blightlord Terminators, there's no disgustingly resilient anymore. There's no feel no pain. There's no -1 damage. There's no disgustingly resilient. And even with the bump in toughness to toughness 6, it concerns me that Death Guard are not going to be anywhere near as resilient as they need to be. Right? This could be a problem. Now, don't get me wrong. They're saying the lethality is reduced. They're saying AP across the board has gone down. Damage is less high. But I still feel like the lack of disgustingly resilient could be a problem for Death Guard, especially when they only have things like 4-inch movement and they're just going to be gently, slowly trundling across the battlefield. Mild concern. But Blightlords do look decent. Tyler, thank you for the gifted membership. You're a hero. What a legend. Did you get him? No, you missed him. Okay. Toughness 6, 2+ save, 4+ invulnerable save. What a bloated banquet of resilience. We need to lie down. These hulking brutes trade little movement for an extra pip of toughness, making them some of the toughest infantry out there. Their lethal hits will make short work of tougher targets, while blistering fusillade grants rerolls for wound rolls of 1 against the closest target. A noxious pairing with the toughness reduction inflicted by Nurgle's gift. So by Blightlord Terminators, we've shown more ways of mortal wounds, more ways of using auras with Nurgle's gift, and more ways of getting rerolls. I refer you to the last stream. Another facet of Death Guard power manifests in their psychic prowess. Malignant Plague casters reach out and blast enemies of Nurgle with a plague wind made up of corrosive vomit and feculent gas, the resulting pestilent fallout causing enemies to falter as they hack up bile and blood. I'll say now, right? I like the narrative for the rules for the Malignant Plaguecaster. So he has a 5-inch move, which means I'm hoping that only the Terminators have 4-inch moves. Okay? I'm hoping only the Terminators have 4-inch moves, because he has a 5-inch move. He's Toughness 5, Save 3+, 4 wounds, Leadership 6, and Objective Control 1. Please, 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 GW, if you're watching, please, I'm hoping that you have solved the issue where a Chaos Death Guard Lord is still Toughness 4. Because that was nonsense. He should have always been Toughness 5. Or a Chaos Sorcerer, who's Nurgle, being Toughness 4 in the Death Guard book. Should have been Toughness 5. Anyway, his range weapon, he has a Plague Bolt Pistol. So all their bolt weapons are Plague Bolt weapons, which is cool because it means they get lethal hits, which is quite tasty. He's got Plague Wind, which is his Psychic Witchfire power, right? So he can either do a standard D6 attacks at strength 4 -1 D3 damage, or he can go for a hazardous focus Witchfire, and this one gains Torrent, which means, well, they both have Torrent, which means they auto hit. D6 +3 attacks at strength 6 -2 D3 damage, but it is hazardous. But that's quite nice. I think that's quite tasty. 2 extra strength and additional AP. The Corrupted Staff also does lethal hits because you guess what? It's a plague weapon. A strength 6 -1 and D3 damage with 4 attacks. He's not terrible in melee, right? He's okay, right? Core Leader, so he can join units. Nurgle's gift, of course, and he has his Gift of Contagion and Pestilent Fallout, both psychic abilities. In your shooting phase, you can select one enemy unit within 18 inches of and visible to this Psyker and roll a d6. On a 1, this Psyker's unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. On a 2+, until the start of your next shooting phase, each time a model in that enemy unit makes a melee attack, subtract 1 from the wound roll. That's quite cool. I like that. -1 to wound is quite tasty. Big fan of that one. Right, so I like -1 to wound in melee against Death Guard. This one I'm not sold on. I like the narrative to it, but I think it's a problem. Okay, Pestilent Fallout. In your shooting phase, after this model has shot, if one or more of those attacks made with its Plague Wind scored a wound against an enemy infantry unit, until the start of your next turn, subtract 2 from that unit's move characteristic and 2 from its advance and charge. So if it's coming at you and charging at you, you are subtracting 4, but you're targeting something that's within 12 inches. They're already within 12 inches. So with a move and a charge, they're probably still getting to you, even with the -2 to each, I reckon. Right? I think the narrative behind it, though, is super cool, right? Super cool. I like that quite a lot. Big fan. He looks cool. Right? The Death Guard trudge into battle with grim purpose, usually flanked by demon engines, overripe with disease and corruption. Of these, the Plague Burst Crawlers are the most notable, devised by Mortarion himself. These tanks are armed with a Plague Burst Mortar, a long-range weapon expressly designed to obliterate infantry. And here he is. Here he is, big bad John McArdle, dropping another 50 gifted. Jesus Christ, people, I can't keep up. And I am aware there's 3 super chats to read. I will get to them. I'm just going to get through the rest of these Death Guard rules first. Have we got Munch yet, people? Tell me. Have we got Munch? Have we? Talk to me, Goose. Okay. So the Plague Burst Mortar is a blast weapon, which means for every 5 models it targets, it's +1 attack. It's D6 +3 with a 48-inch range. It's indirect, so it can fire out of line of sight, and it does have lethal hits, so a 6 to hit auto wounds. Its ballistic skill is 3+ normally. Its strength 8. Its AP is just -1, and it is 2 damage. It's okay. I actually don't hate it. More importantly, in your shooting phase after this model is shot, if one or more of those attacks made with its Plague Burst Mortar scored a hit against an enemy infantry unit, that infantry unit must take a Battle Shock test. I actually really like that. That's really cool. Okay. Big fan. Big fan of that one. Poor old Munch still doesn't have one. John, thank you so much for the 50. Munch, you're going to have to keep exclamation mark munching me, aren't you? Thank you so much, man. I don't think... yes, it says, John, stop. You can't financially recover from trying to gift Munch a membership. It's true, by the way. It's true. Munch is unsnipeable, despite the fact, as we all know, who is Munch? Munch is someone who's desperate for a gifted membership, John, right? And he's had a gifted membership before, but he can't seem to be able to receive one. Chat tried really hard last night to give him a gifted membership and failed, and they're trying very hard again tonight to gift Munch a membership and are failing. There is a theory that Munch is loose sat in the corner. Not true. Loose is currently up in the bath upstairs. Okay. So I actually really like Spore Lace Shockwaves. I think that's super cool. You hit a unit. If one of those attacks scored a hit, so all you need to do, you just need to hit, take a battle shock test. I actually really like that, right? I really like that. On top of its impressive range of attacks, these putrefying bombardments are followed by Spore Lace Shockwaves that cause enemy infantry to take battle shock tests. I think that's a cool. I think that's a really balanced, nice weapon profile. Big fan of that. I feel like it fits what a Plague Blast Mortar should be. Obviously, part of this will be based on how many points it is, but I'm pretty happy with that as a weapon. Right, Stratagem Spotlight. Defeat. Right words. Defeat is all but inevitable, and the Plague Company have a few ways of speeding up the inevitable. They've got places to be and diseases to spread after all. In the fight phase, you pick a Death Guard army that has not yet been selected to fight, and until the end of that phase, weapons equipped by models that unit have the sustained one hits one ability. While your unit is within range of an effective objective marker you control, you have sustained hits too. So 6 is to hit, or 6 is to hit explode, and if you're within range of an objective marker, 6 is to hit explode twice. They get double explode, right? That's amazing. Taylor B, thank you for the 1. Still trying to snipe Munch. We're all going to get there. We'll get there eventually. Maybe. Of the many maladies Nurgle has concocted, the Sanguous Flux is one of the nastiest. Units blessed by it gain sustained hits 1 on their melee attacks and sustained hits 2 when in range of an infected objective marker. Viciously efficient on the Bubotic Blades of Blightblood Terminators. Actually a really cool narrative rule as well. I like it. I'm a big fan. It's essentially like doing more damage because you're within range of something... what's the word? Plaguey, right? Decides just Liam's alt account says Carl. Okay, right, perfect. Word from the studio. We like to read this word from the studio just so they can see how many more fancy words they've put together, which doesn't necessarily mean anything at all, right? We'll see. The Death Guard are a faction long renowned for their undying resolve to spread Nurgle's gifts to any and all, says Scott from the Warhammer studio. We've kept this idea firmly in mind when designing the Death Guard, and their army rule, Nurgle's Gift, reduces their opponent's toughness characteristic with an ever-growing range as the battle grinds on. This can often be the difference between life and death, and in addition where we see some of the toughest enemies in the 41st millennium has to offer. Despite all of Nurgle's grandeur, the one thing that his devout followers lack is a sense of speed, but to make up for this, the Plague Company detachment rule will mean that Death Guard forces can move away from objectives safe in the knowledge they will remain under the control lest their foes can reclaim them. Backed up with some of the toughest units in the game and the lethal hits weapon ability common to many of their units, these corrupted Space Marines can overcome even the hardiest of opponents. So, okay, that is it. Faction focus, and tomorrow we have Imperial Knights. Now, interesting, this one says Imperial Knights specifically. That's interesting. Okay. Anyway, that's it. That's Death Guard rules. So I'm obviously super keen to know what you guys think, chat. Okay, because I have thoughts, which I'm about to go into. In the meantime, Keith Moore, thank you for the 5. You're a hero. Taylor, thank you for the 1. Still no Munch. I need to add up all the ones that we've missed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. There we go. We are almost at Zena's total that she set yesterday for us. You guys are fucking mental, and I love you. So, Death Guard narratively. How did Death Guard work narratively? They slowly trudge across the battlefield, corrupting, destroying, disintegrating everything they come into contact with. They've nailed both of those things, in my opinion. The lethal hits on the weapons that are plague weapons is perfect. The -1 to wound and the way that grows is perfect, right? I feel like that's good. The 4 inches to move on Terminators concerns me on the tabletop, but it's very Death Guard. They slowly move across the battlefield.
Disappointed from the detachment. I was hoping to see something like while in Contagion extra -1 strength on all weapons. or -1 OC. Lean more into debuff design. 4 inches move BLTs need 6 turns to move 24.
Yeah, there's a concern for Blight Lords, right? 100% Christos says there's a concern for Blight Lords here. They look tough with their toughness 6. Not as tough as perhaps I think. Okay, chat, here's a question. Would you rather have toughness 6 or toughness 5 and -1 damage? And I think I know the answer to this one already. I think the thing is as well, though, Christos, let's not forget as well, mate, that strong possibility that you may see some of those particular types of rules in the other detachments that come out with the Codex whenever that comes out. Detachment rule for Death Guard, for me personally, it's cool in its narrative, but as a detachment rule that you're going to have to be stuck with till a Codex comes out, it does seem a bit kind of meh, and I'd rather have something else, if I'm honest. Right? So I think they've kind of nailed that. But the other part of the narrative with Death Guard, the other part of the narrative is that they're borderline unkillable, that you can blow absolute chunks off of them and they will just continue to advance. Now, if you'd have shown me in the current edition that they were toughness 6, I think I'd have been actually quite impressed at their toughness. However, considering we've seen the increase in weapon strength of a lot of weapons out there, a lot of things have gone up in strength. And we looked at Bright Lances alone yesterday, they've gone up to strength 12, I think they were. Is toughness 6 that impressive? I don't actually think toughness 6 is all that good right now with what we've been shown in 10th. However, I have to also add the statement that, like I've been saying every single faction preview, we have seen but a snippet of the Death Guard rules. We have seen but a snippet of the Aldari. We've seen but a snippet of the Necrons, etc., etc. Insert faction showcase so far. We haven't seen all of the data sheets. We haven't seen what a common army is going to look like. We haven't seen how many big weapons people are going to be able to put on the tabletop. We haven't seen what a balanced force looks like. The meta is going to be all over the shop for the first couple of months when this comes out until it starts to settle down, right? However, I just feel like they are not that tough despite being Death Guard. To see no form of disgustingly resilient was a bit sad. And what would I have done? I don't know. If I'm honest with you, I don't know. -1 damage created so many feels bads, but I feel like actually made them as tough as... -1 damage kind of made sense for Death Guard because you blow a chunk off of them and they don't care, right? So -1 damage seemed pretty perfect, and it didn't slow the game down with masses of feel no pain rolls. I just personally feel like at the moment, toughness 6, 3 wounds, 2 up, 4 up isn't enough. I still don't know if it's going to be enough, but I might be wrong. Let's see. Maybe people will deploy units of Blightlord Terminators to the tabletop, and actually they're going to be incredible. Maybe you could attach a Plague Surgeon to Blightlords, right? And they become even more durable. Who knows? Who knows? And here's some of the other things I'm thinking, okay? Some of the things I'm thinking is, if you need a specific character attached to a specific unit in any of the armies that we're playing now in 10th edition to make them work the way that you think they should. Do you know what I'm thinking and where my mind's going at the moment? My mind's going that if you need to do that, if you need to attach a Plague Surgeon, if you need to attach an Overlord, if you need to attach a Chronomancer, if you need to attach a Farseer, if you need whatever it might be, to be able to get that unit to really perform as it should narratively, we might start coming... I'm hopeful for this. I really want this to be the case, chat. I desperately want this to be the case. But I don't think it will. But I really want this to be the case. We might start coming away from the fucking Joeism that is, that unit's good, 3 of them. That unit's good, 3 of them. That unit's good, 3 of them. Right? We'll see. Anyway. There's some super chats I haven't got to yet. With all the gifted memberships we've gone on, I missed some super chats. So J-Touch started off with, by turn 3, how many units have more than a 9-inch move? That's a lot of potential bubbles on the front line. That is a lot of potential bubbles. It sounds like it could be quite strong. Thank you for the super chat, man. And thank you so much for your first ever super chat, Jay. That's incredible. White Legend, love you. James, thank you for the 5. Death Guard players going to enjoy taking 3 turns of mortal wounds before they can move out their deployment zone against AdMech. Deploy better, I guess, is the answer. Right, maybe, especially now that they don't have any feel no pains, it seems. Rudy, thank you for the 2. Toughness won't matter with all the auto wounds. That is a concern, absolutely, yeah, with lethal hits. But we'll see. Lehman, thank you for the 5. What do you think about the leaker who has shown off 10th edition core rules? He's a fucking bellend. He's an absolute bellend. For everybody else who takes their NDAs incredibly serious and who sits here and waits to post their content about anything that Games Workshop show you, when someone decides to stick all of the new rules in images on the internet for everyone to look at, so when my content finally comes out, whenever the embargo date is completely irrelevant, is a bellend. And I really, 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 really wish we could find out who these cunts are so Games Workshop could just stop sending them product. It's ridiculous. And I mean, he's clearly got absolutely no shame as well, because he showed everybody that he drives a Ford. Ugh. Anyway, that's what I think about people like that. Even that's why I'm not talking about the core ruled leaks, right? I know they're out there. I know everyone can see them right now. I also know that there are a number of people in my audience who are purposefully choosing not to look at those leaks so they can watch creators' content when it comes out. So I will not be discussing the leaks, okay? Thank you for the super chat, man. You're a hero, Lehman. I love you. You know I love you. But I won't actually be talking about the leaks, right? Has it been confirmed that anti-keywords and devastating wounds stack? Anti-specified as counts as critical. Devastating states critical causes mortal. Yes, Jay. I mean, it hasn't been officially confirmed, but yeah, it absolutely stacks, right? Anti means that dice roll counts as a critical wound. Critical wounds do devastating wounds. Yes, it stacks 100%, no doubt. Thank you for the 5. You're a hero. Chris, just thank you for another 5. I prefer it if Death Guard is not tough if points go down. Death Guard characters are quite beautiful and hope they do interesting stuff, but 4-inch move is too low. A 4-inch move probably is too low, yeah. Absolutely, it probably is too low, right? Taka Tire says complete knob, 100%, absolutely. I love the idea of mix and match leaders plus units. It will definitely have list mixing, a big part of the game. I love list mixing, right? I love the idea of, I don't have 3 units of Blade Guard, 3 Redemptors. I like the idea of lots of cool units. Obviously, it's harder for some of the for some of the factions out there, like Custodians find it quite difficult because they have a limited number of units, but on the whole, I prefer not to see 3 of each, 3 of each, 3 of each. Hey, Bridger, how are you? Bridger's here! I love Bridger, by the way. He's one of my favourite people. I'm coming to see you soon, Bridger. I'm coming to see you soon. I can't wait. I only watch here for all the updates. Says that. Well, you're in the right place. We talk about all the updates. Oh, yeah, I drive a Ford, says good place. I'm sorry for your loss. We'll all still watch yours for the entertainment. I haven't looked at any yet, says Jonathan. Thanks, man. What a hero. And we will, like, when the embargo dates lift, whenever they might be, we'll be covering everything we possibly can as frequently as we possibly can without completely and utterly burning out. We'll get there eventually. I hate leakers. I really, really hate it. Right, and I can't. People anger the hell out of me, right? Because why? What do they get from it? They are literally just sticking their finger up to the man who's providing them with free product. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me, right? A big question though is, will they finally release the Lord of Contagion by himself? I fucking hope so. They should do. Are they not already? Do you know we should just release the core rules? Helps to judge how good this previewed units are. I mean, to be honest with you...
Just wanted to say how much I am loving all the datasheet layouts. Looks like your Dragon's Den proposal from last year regarding a rebinder to GWT will be handy.
Hey, Will, I don't want to say that it's all down to us. I don't want to say that everything they're looking at doing, pretty much, Joe and I at some point in the last 12 months have in fact mentioned. I don't want to say that a tiny little channel with 22,000 subs should probably be at 100,000 already, because it looks like the impact we have is bigger. I'm obviously joking, people, by the way. I don't take myself that seriously. Excited to see you. Tired from the leaks, XL. Yeah, me too, man. I'm excited to see you, Bridger. We're going to go for a date sometime. We didn't do...
I would never want you to talk about the leaks, and it upsets me that people in this community who support this leaker, because at the end of the day it will mean honest content creators will get F over.
Lehman, thank you so much for the 10. 100%, man. I appreciate it. Look, you know what? I get it. That when like, if you're not the person who's done the leaking and you want to go and check it out because you're so excited about 10th edition, you go and look at the rules. I get that desire. I understand it. I really, 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 really would urge people to resist the temptation to go and have a look. Genuinely, genuinely, genuinely urge you to resist the temptation to go and have a look. I don't, but you know, it's, I mean, I'm in a multitude of Facebook groups. I'm in a multitude of Discord servers. It's already fucking everywhere, right? You're already, wherever you turn, someone somewhere's talking about it. Sometimes I often feel like there's a huge core of 40k players who just seem to be like children at Christmas morning who get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, despite the fact that they don't normally do, come downstairs and instantly rip the paper off their presents because they just can't wait. And I'm like, fucking grow up and wait, okay? And don't support these leakers and give them no reason to leak and let them fucking fade into obscurity because it pisses me off. It's bad for GW, it's bad for us. And I don't know if it really actually helps even you guys. Because yes, the full core rules are out there now, but still all the indexes aren't. And all the points aren't, so you still don't have context. And without context, you can't make decisions.
I've blocked 3 channels so far that showed the 10th ed leak. I hate it so much. Thank you so much for not doing so. True integrity.
I think my favourite... Taka, thank you for the massive donor, by the way, what a legend. But I think my favourite fucking thing about the whole leaked rules, right, was 5 days ago, poor old Valrak, again, lovely guy, I love Valrak, nice guy, on stream, wow, it looks like GW have blacklisted me, I'm really sad. Today, Valrak, 10th edition leaks. Really? Is it a surprise, Sam? Is it a surprise they blacklisted you? Like, honestly? I love rumours, I hate leaks, agree. And then sometimes there's a bit of a grey area between the two, Chris, but yes, I think that's me. Okay? But yeah, imagine that. Imagine going, oh, I'm so sad they blacklisted me. Here's all the leaks. Well, that's not going to help your cause, is it? Ultimately, that's not going to help your cause. It just makes me it makes me sad, man. I just don't know what they get from it. Like I said, gamers sometimes can seem a little bit like petulant children. I must have everything and I must have it now and I can't wait. And mummy and daddy have told me I've got to wait, but I don't want to wait. So I'm going to go look in the cupboard anyway and see what I've got. Like, come on. Really? You can't wait? Like, let's be honest with you. We were talking last night about when we think the pre-order might go up based on essentially the faction releases, right? This isn't confirmed. We don't know for definite. And we think that perhaps somewhere around the first 2 to 3 weeks in June, probably the first 2 weeks, we're going to see the pre-order go up, right? Based on how many faction releases are left. Based on the fact that they'll finish on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and it would then make sense that it will go on pre-order perhaps a Saturday afterwards. Which means... you guys have got less, I say you guys, I mean the community in general, has got less than a month to wait before they can pre-order, if we're correct. And it is a guess, we might be wrong. Maybe it's 2 months. I don't think it's it's likely to be that far off. And people can't wait. You can't fucking play with 10th edition anyway, even with the core rules. Here's the other thing, right? You can't even fucking play with the rules because you haven't got your faction rules and you haven't got your points. So it's fucking no use to anyone apart from the fact that you can just read the core rules already. Okay, cool. From what I've seen, Varric just talked about the fact that there are leaks. It was okay. Well, in that case, I mean, it was a very clickbait title. In that case, I will retract. But still, like, is it really a surprise? Auspex went all over them in like a how. Of course he did. Do you know what? He's a channel I'd love to see Games Workshop be able to shut down. It fucking grips me, the amount of stuff that he just leaks. It's all his content is leaks. Varric didn't show any of the leak, just said it did it. Okay, fair play. Okay, fair play to Sam. In that case, I doff my hat to him. If he actually didn't show it, that's good. Maybe he has learnt. Maybe Valrak is a reborn again non-leaker. Maybe he's a reborn again non-leaker. Who did we think about that? Right? Did we think about that? Rumour and speculation is more fun than actual leaks, yeah. More Specs is the most boring channel I've ever seen. Well, I'm not going to be rude about him as an individual. I just a whole channel built on leaks, basically. Like getting these little tidbits, it lets your imagination kind of run wild on what's to come and adds excitement. Exactly. Right, wait, people read the rules? Nah, we don't even bother on the channel. I'm going to wind Sam up now going, see, you didn't actually show off the rules, Sam. Nice to know you're back on the side. 40k community, the Magic community are crazy opposite on leaked content. Oh, really? In what way, Josh? I'm interested. He shaved his head. He is following you. I mean, if you listen to Mr. Mikey from Healthwell, I copy everybody else, so... yeah, it's about time someone copied me and we go full circle, right? PowerPoint tactics. Magic has an established system for content creators to showcase new products. I mean, I was talking to Bridger about this morning, right? Well, my morning, his evening. The difference between Wizards of the Coast preview content and GW is quite substantial, apparently. I don't know. I'm not a Wizards previewer. I would go as far as to say I'm quite surprised that GW is still suffering from leaked-based content. You can't doubt Varroc's enthusiasm for the Husby. Absolutely you can't. Sam's a nice guy. I cannot stress this enough every time I talk about him. Sam is a very nice guy, and I have a lot of time for him. I cannot stress that enough. Right? Sam is a lovely guy. I have a lot of time for Varroc. I know he's building a battle report studio, and I've already said to him, if he wants me to come up and stream with him, I will come up and stream with him. Why is the stream in 720? The stream's in 4K, mate. I'm sorry, bud. The stream's in full 4K. So yeah, I cannot stress enough that Sam's a really nice guy. To give him credit, he loves the hobby, he loves the narrative, he fucking loves his Space Marines. You cannot knock him for his enthusiasm, but I can knock him for all of his leaks, right? I can. The only times Brom's ever opened a rulebook is to read it for the first time on stream. That's true. It's true. And even then, he just kind of glances over Eddie, right? Doesn't actually read it. Right, let's have a look at video. Resolution 3840 by 2160, FPS 60. Stream output 51,000 kilobytes per second, bitrate 256. Yeah, we are streaming in 4K. So don't hate the leakers. You are better than them, Liam. People want to see them. I mean, people do want to see them, but I still hate the leakers. Do you know who I hate more than the leakers, though? The reason why I hate the leakers is because they use information that they shouldn't have to further their own personal gain and goal. Okay, so they use information that wasn't provided to them, wasn't given directly to them, to gain subscribers, to gain views, to gain clicks, to gain ad revenue, to gain membership, to gain Discord subscribers, etc., etc., etc. Right? So that's why I hate the leak, the people that do leak content. Honestly, I say hate the people that do leak content. That's why I hate leak content. I don't hate the people that do it. That's a whole different thing. Like I say, right? I despise leak content. I hate leak content, right? I can't stand leak content. Doesn't necessarily mean I hate the leak content people. I keep telling you, Varroc's a nice guy. I've got a lot of time for him. I saw him at Warhammer Fest. I could go for a pint with him any day of the week, quite happily. So I don't hate him at all. That's not me. That's not being fair saying I hate him. Right? I hate the leak content. More importantly, to hating the leak content, I hate the leakers. Right? That's the people that actually do the leaking, because without them, none of this other thing's a problem. Scalpers. I also hate scalpers, of course. The Boner Jam. What a great name. The Boner Jams 03. Sounds like the next album. The leakers are the biggest problem. And I don't know how GW haven't solved that yet. It's 4K, but the auto setting for some reason will be at 720p. It's a YouTube setting. YouTube typically defaults streams to 720p, no matter what resolution they're coming out at. I put my streams out in 4K. All of our streams come out in 4K. Without fail, right? Even the game streams come out of 4K on the gaming channel. And the game streams in the studio come out in 4K. We stream everything in 4K, okay? Holy crap, I changed to 4K. I can see some grey in your beard now. I'm going to grey in my beard, Chris. Lieber, thank you for the 5. Sam is an amazing person, but his persona is Varroc, hit and miss. Cannot wait to meet up with him again for a beer. Yeah, he is an incredible person. Like, he's a really genuinely nice guy. Okay, if you're not subbed to Varroc, you should be subbed to Varroc. He doesn't need me telling people to sub to him, about 25 times the size of us, but you should sub to Varroc because he's a good guy. I would actually, genuinely, honestly, I would love for GW to be able to bring him on board. I know they've blacklisted him, and I'm not actually surprised at all that they've done that, but for me, it would be so much cooler if they could bring him on board as a previewer. I think that would be massive, because he is super positive about the hobby, because he is super invested, because he is very excitable all the time, because he loves it so much. I'd rather they just bring him in. I would prefer that, right? Interesting name for the other half of the species is leakers. I dropped mine to 480. I don't want to see it. Thanks, Mandy. She says I dropped mine to 480. I don't want to see Liam that much. Shocking. Honestly. As nice as Digit would be, that won't fix leaks. It won't, absolutely. Honestly, I don't know how they do fix leaks, if I'm honest. I don't understand this world enough. My only experience with NDA content ever was with GW. So I don't understand the world enough to comment, to be honest with you. For me, the stream loaded in 1080. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. You look better at 720p lit. Right, if you're just going to abuse me now about fucking resolution, people, then I'll just turn off. I'll just turn off. Although we are only 60 gifted memberships away from Zena's total of 1,269. And Munch is still sat here trying to type exclamation mark munch me. Amazing. Toughness 6 doesn't do anything for us with an abundance of auto wounds and devastating wounds, especially with Space Marine rerolls. So I actually agree with you. This is one thing I think there's a swing and a miss is their durability. I feel like their durability is not going to be enough. Hard to say until we've played with them. So get on the tabletop when they finally come out. Stick 10 Blight Laws down. Come and tell me. Come and tell me. Mr. the Hipster is so close to 40,000 subs. I know. 40,000 for Mr. the War Hipster. We can't get to 22,500 for Christ's sake. Let's have a look at this live studio YouTube counter. We're up to 22,491. That's it. That's all I've got. So if all 375 people of you in chat right now text 5 of your 40k buddies and tell them to come and sub because we're a cool channel. Right, we're cool. It's 40k. It's cool, right? Then we'll be over the 32,500 mark in no time. On to the 25,000 mark. That's a quarter of the way to 100,000, and we just climb from there, logically, right? My guess is that these leaks are now people in the supply chain and retail stores that will be starting to get their early stock. Possibly, Boris. Actually, possibly. 4K isn't your friend, says Carl. Fuck you. Nurgle's gift is nice, but why not just make it 1 range 7 and be done? 3, 6, 9. More to keep track of. Surely everyone just is just sick from the off. Why does it get worse over time? Do you know what? I actually painted Dom. Simplicity, I kind of get what you're saying, but I actually like the fact that it grows narratively. As they hit, things start to rot, and the rotting. You've seen corrosion. You've seen rotting. It starts in one place and it goes out and out and out and out and out. So I actually think that the narrative of it growing is good. It's only 3 ranges. It changed over 3 turns. I don't think it's that bad.
Leaks suck and leakers are bad people, but we have to give them the fact that they invested in phones lately instead of buying expensive cars. Smiley face. Smiley face. Hashtag no more potato funny camera.
No more potato phone camera. Absolutely. Adrian, honestly, it took me 5 minutes to work out what you were talking about, and now I get it. Actually, I totally get it. It's because they bought a decent camera, but unfortunately, I stuck with a fucking Ford. He's 47 subs away, if anyone hasn't. Okay, right, okay. Is he live right now, Carl? Let's have a look. Let's see if he's live right now. He is live right now. Okay. I'm going to ask you to do me a favour quickly, chat, right? So, I'm going to go into his live stream right now.
Know which box.
We're going to screen share, but what I'm going to do before I screen share is I'm going to drop a link in chat because he is very close to 40,000 subs. And if you're not subbed to Mr. the War Hipster, please can you do it now? Let's get him to 40,000 subs live on stream. If we can, that'd be amazing, right? Let's and go and raid him right now. And if you've got a super chat to give, now's the time to do it. Okay, here he is. At least tell him you've come from us, right?
Very bad.
And he's got 85 likes.
But yeah, it feels wonderful to be painting this. 26 years later.
There we go. Come on, people. One person. Jonathan De Silva's done it. He's the one. Does it update live? Does this update live?
Painting Warhammer. Can you believe it?
Look how old that model is as well.
Is this a raid happening?
There we go, Kyle of Hodgie. Thanks, man.
Is Liam sent the Great Hall?
We're still at 953 right now, though. Can we get some more subs?
Hodgie, thank you very much for the 10 gifted memberships.
Sub, says Dan. Thank you. It doesn't seem to be going up. Why is his tracker not going up?
Hartleypud DA, Reborn Pasture, Peter Hoyland,
Two
Tim
people are
Chazy,
amazing, by the way. Done. Okay, that's
I know.
2. Brilliant.
Tom the Hobbit,
2 people with
Bill
subs.
Stephen, Patrick G, Stephen Noulet, Underdog Painting, okay, Luke Mulholland. Congratulations.
Oh, Mandy, I've just seen that super
Liam.
chat come through. You're a hero. I love you. Although, how come he got it, not me?
Liam.
He gets all emotional about this sort of stuff as well, by the way. So, you guys are amazing. Much ice up too. Thanks, man. Hero.
Hello, everyone. Oh my god.
But his live
Mandy,
sub tracker
thank you
doesn't
so
seem to be
much for the
working,
50.
which is
The real
annoying
goal
me.
needs to be 69k. Liam's fault. I would love to get to 69k.
Subs.
That's what
Okay,
I
we've got
have
some.
to
It isn't updating, is it, people?
Or 420k.
Why is it not updating? Hang on.
Why is your tracker not going up? I don't know. That's. Oh my god!
There it is. Okay.
40,022!
We did it.
There it is! 40,022!
Right. I need to hide. I need to hide my screen chat
Down street.
so I can do. Right. Hang on. I'm gonna mute him because I need to do a super chat now, and I don't want you to see my card details. Okay. We helped with the 40k. How happy he looks. Buy and send. Buy and send. Okay. So once the card details done, we can screen share again. Poor old war hipster. Look at him hitting 40,000. I'm so proud of him. What a legend. Oh, he's got music on. I don't know if I came across at the right time or not. This is premium viewing, people.
Liam, you absolute hero. 40,000 for 40,000. Which means a line in the video that goes live tomorrow is now completely defunct.
Okay, we're done. You guys are amazing.
Oh my god.
I'll talk to Mr. the War Hipster later. You guys are amazing. There you go. Look how happy he looks. I love it. I love doing that sort of thing for people. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? That is a great way. Kenneth, thank you for the gifted membership. You're a hero. You're a hero. You guys are incredible. Look how happy you just made a man. Look how happy you just made a man. That's amazing. Yeah, look how happy he looks. You never look that happy. I'm always happy, Mandy. I am always happy. Now we'll all unsub after the live events. No, don't do that. Leave it. Like, honestly, Josh is an incredible guy as well. He's a really nice guy. He works super hard. His painting stuff, his painted shawls are amazing. I don't know if there's a single model yet that GW have sent him that he hasn't actually painted as a tutorial of some sort. He does a ton of work. He works super hard. So he deserves it. He deserves the gifted membership you gave him. He deserves the super chats you gave him. He works really, really hard. I love Josh. He's such a nice guy. He comes and hangs out with us every single Monday on DMZ and plays as well. He's brilliant, right? Good deed, great idea. I've got a rule, John, right? This is, so obviously we will still talk about Death Guard rules, of course, if people want to talk about Death Guard rules. But I've got a rule that I try and live by every single day. And this is genuine, okay? Every single day, I try and do one good deed at the very, very least, right? One good deed at the very, very least. And that good deed can come in all manner of shapes and sizes, okay? All manner of shapes and sizes. Sometimes it is as very simple as I pick a random person who I haven't spoken to for ages and I just message them and I just say something nice. Genuine, but nice. And I just message them and say, you're awesome, keep going. Or, I love you, you're brilliant. Something simple. Okay, it's as simple as that. Right, it's like that. And I also like to pay things forward. And I also actually believe massively in a form of karma, okay? Now, I'm not a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person. I don't have any of those kinds of belief systems, if I'm honest with you people. That's just me, right? I don't have any of those beliefs, but I believe in a form of karma. If you do good things, if you are a good person, people do good things for you. It gets paid back, right? I'm a scientific person. I believe 100% in equilibrium, in natural equilibrium. If you really think about it, karma is basically a form of equilibrium, essentially, okay? You do good things for good people. You do good things for people in general. Good things happen back to you at the same time, right? Josh is a good person. I do good things for him. I have been raiding channels for over a year now on streams. We don't do it every week. We don't do it every month. Sometimes we have a 6 or 8 week period before we'll raid. We raid streams all over the place. Last time we were raided, well, we haven't ever been raided. And I don't care. I'll keep doing it and I'll keep supporting other channels. And people like Josh, right? There are channels out there that will look at people like Mr. the War Hipster. They'll look at him at 40,000 and they'll look at themselves at 22,000. They'll say, I'm not going to go raid him. He doesn't need it. He's bigger than me. Nah, bollocks. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. This only really works when we all look after each other. And he might have 40,000 now. I'm still going to send people to him and go check that guy out, right? Go check that guy out. Valrak might have 160, 170,000. And I'm still going to say, go check that guy out. It doesn't matter what size is what. The big channels don't always have to reach down and help the little channels. The little channels can try and reach up and help the big channels. And I just like helping people in general. But like I said, a good deed every day. The other thing is it just makes you feel better about your day, right? It just makes you feel better about your day. Warhips has just said you carried the team on Monday. Lies. If you did not stream it, didn't happen. By the way, I sent you and Joe your gift. I've got it here, Mr. Colonel. I'm going to present it to Joe tomorrow. You legend. I've got it. It turned up yesterday. So thank you so much. He looks really happy now. Fair play, Liam. Exactly, right? That's the nice thing to do. And I've seen someone say what happened yesterday. What happened to the stream on Monday? I got back from Great Hall Gathering at like 10 to midnight, quarter to midnight on Sunday. And on Monday, I was absolutely exhausted and I wasn't in the mood to stream or do anything. I was so tired. So I didn't stream. And unfortunately for me, that was the one time kind of where I, in fact, did carry the team big style as well. Like, big style carry the team in the first 2 or 3 rounds. And I was gutted.
If you believe in karma, what do you think Munch did to deserve this?
I mean, he must have murdered a child or something, right? Boy, thank you so much. And thank you, Reza, for the 5. Thank you, Liam, for doing that. Hey, it's my pleasure, man. You guys work hard. Josh works hard. He deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. So no need to thank me. Like, it's just something I'm going to keep doing, okay? All true. That's a great outlook. I'm going to start trying to be nicer too. The thing is as well, right, John? This is the thing. This is what I'm on about as well, okay? If you just send a message to someone saying, you're like, I love you, you're awesome, you make my life better.
If you believe in karma, what do you think Munch did to deserve this?
She's done it twice. Okay, cool. So, talk during movies, amazing. Thank you, Bo, for the 10, by the way. The thing is, something like a message, okay? Something like sending someone a text message and just saying, you improved my life, you make my life better. Something simple as that, or you know, keep going, you make great content, blah 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 blah. Okay, it's free. It costs nothing but time. It costs nothing but time. That's all it takes. And in truth, in terms of time, how long does that take? 30 seconds. And yet you can. I have done it before, where I have sent an individual a message. Something super positive. I sent the person a message, and they have messaged me back within the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and said, I really needed that today, actually. That's happened repeatedly. And I didn't know they were having a bad day. I didn't know they were having a hard time. Just did it to be nice. And they say, that's really helped me. Thank you. Right? And like I said, people like Josh, people like Warhipster work super, super hard. He deserves everything you guys just threw at him. So thank you so much for going and supporting him. He's a friend as well, who I didn't really get to know until properly until we started Call of Duty streaming together, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I didn't really know him at all, right? Didn't really know who he was. I mean, I knew who he was, but didn't know him as a person. Since then, we've hung out, we've spoken in WhatsApp a lot, we've hung out on streams, we've talked in Discord. I met him at Fest and we spent some time together there. He's just a genuinely nice bloke. So he deserves support. 40k is amazing. 40,000 subs is incredible. Hopefully we can catch him up at some point soon. But I also wish him all the success. And I would be more than happy for us to never catch him if that means he is still growing and still climbing. All right, that's amazing. Also, all the rules that are coming, all the reasons that are coming through for why Munch is getting subs is amazing. He leaked 10th edition rules. He doesn't clean his mould lines. He chews with his mouth open, right? He doesn't drill bolters. He doesn't clean his brushes. He slow rolls. Poor old Munch. I heard he runs 18 crisis suits with an ungodly amount of shield drones and calls it thematic. Attacker says something as small as that can save a life. Be kind to yourself and to others. 100% it can, right? 100% it can help. I've been the man, without being professionally trained. I've been the man on the other end of the phone I've been on the man on the other end of the phone to a person who's on the literal edge, and I don't mean metaphorically. I mean like literally on the edge. Okay, and it's not a nice experience. It's not a nice thing to have to ever listen to. It's not a nice thing to have to deal with. There's a reason why we so heavily focus on mental health on the channel. Okay, so it doesn't sound like a big deal, but 10% of our super chat revenue is donated to charity every year. Like I said, we got like 70 something% of our revenue is memberships, and like 25%, 26% is super chats, which is better for me personally. 100%. I would much rather we had memberships as our biggest revenue, our biggest earner, because it's more reliable than super chats are. But super chat revenue, we do donate 10% to charity because mental health is a big thing in my world. I've dealt with a lot of people that have suffered very, very badly with it. I'm not qualified. I basically can signpost people, but ultimately what I can do is I can just listen to people as well. And you can, doing that thing and telling that person that they are cared about and telling that person that they do have a positive impact on others and they do have a positive impact on the community or whatever it is they're trying to have an impact on can change a person's day, right? And that can be a big thing. That can create a domino effect. That can be a catalyst. It makes a massive difference, right? It makes a massive difference to people. So just everyone try for me. It's 300 people in chat. Some of you won't, and that's fine. But just try and do a little good deed a day. It doesn't have to be a big one. It doesn't have to cost money. It doesn't have to be gifting memberships, right? I gifted some memberships to one of my favourite channels today. It wasn't loads, because I can't really afford to do loads. But because you guys popped off yesterday, I went and did it today. I paid it forward. Can I afford to? No. Does it help me with the guilt of how many memberships were gifted yesterday? Yes, it does. It helps me with that guilt. And I'll have guilt tomorrow because of how many people have gifted memberships. Like Boatboy and John McCardle, between them, have gifted 150 memberships tonight alone. I'll have guilt. So tomorrow, despite the fact that it's not something I can particularly afford to do, I will gift another bunch of memberships to another channel that I like because I like to pay it forward. So, that's how I do it. Was it VT? Was what VT, Mandy? Was what VT? Love the VT team as well, by the way. Anyway. Speaking of, I heard Munch only wears Velcro strap shoes. Speaking of gaming streams, when Space Marine 2 drops, Eton orders a big tournament amongst content creators. If there's online PvP, like the first one sounds amazing. That sounds great. Joys of being a veteran with a heart. Hey, yeah, absolutely. Space Marine 2, we need to set up great hall lobbies. That'd be fun. Yeah, being directed to get in touch with Calm when I leave the army for support. Joys of being on schizophrenia tablets. Calm are great, John. Speak to them, honestly. Meanwhile, after being subbed for 30 seconds, I am now a member of both your and Whips' channels. Proof there is no karma because I'm an awful person, says Adam. I'm sure that's not true. You're probably one of the nice people at the post office. My brother was a carrier, and trust me. You're talking about America Post, etc. Right? Okay. Munch doesn't drill his bolt barrels. We've got that part. We've done that part. I got there. Mate, look into the Warrior program. Really squared me away when I suffered with PTSD after I got medically discharged. A fantastic organisation that look after vets and serving lads alike. Sounds great. People that need to look into it. I like the stream. Does that count as my daily good deed? Yeah, but it does. But it absolutely does. Right, Cyber, it's a good deed. Saying you like the stream is a good deed in itself. Stop gifting people. Stop it. You'll make me feel more guilt tomorrow. Let's not do that. My good deed is often not pimp slapping really stupid people. Sounds like a good deed. Steve says I'm ex-army and suffer from PTSD. I have HMM problems in my mental health, agoraphobic, fighting my sleep, etc. Warhammer has given me a bit of focus to me after playing it in the army many years ago. The hobby is great for people's mental health. Steve, so stick to it. 100% stick to it, mate. Right. Dazran, thank you for the 5 gifted. You're a legend. Barrows Forge, thank you for the 5 gifted. You're also a legend. Did either of you get Munch? No, of course we didn't. That would be far too easy, wouldn't it? Getting Munch straight away. Thank you so much, though. We are only 49 away from Zena's total of 1269, and then we can set a new total already for the month, right? I appreciate you, team, says Nurgle Matthew. We appreciate you, man. You're a hero.
Liam, these streams are always a joy and help me a lot. I really appreciate them. Thank you and thank you all.
So right, okay, let's get one thing very clear. Thank you, Grant, for the 10. Let's get one thing very clear very, very quickly, right? The whole point in the good deed and sending someone a nice message isn't that you super chat it to me. That's not the point. Do it to other people. Not to me, do it to other people, right? Okay. Doing a selfless deed is hard, but that's what I try to do. Yeah, it is hard. It can be hard. And strictly, is there any such thing? Have you ever seen that famous Friends episode? Right? Is there any such thing as I'm show myself as such a fucking lunatic now? Friends episode. I know. Lucy used to have the whole fucking series on DVD, right? Has anyone ever seen that Friends episode about there's no such thing as a selfless act? There is no such thing as a selfless act. No matter what you do, there is arguably a smidge selfish. Why? Because when you do something nice for something else, it does in fact make you feel good. I thought you said Amy at 10. She's at $10, which is what, £8.50 or something, £9. I have to set everything for her. I have to set everything in dollars, right? I know you deserve some love back for the help you give. No, I don't. No, I don't. John, stop being soft as well. You are as deserving of a good message as anyone. No, stop that. No. You've all been kind enough tonight. That's enough, okay? But you haven't seen Heat, but you've seen Friends. And Sub, says Mandy, you can't leave me. Don't lie. The hobby is amazing for giving a person the opportunity to sit down and relax. I'm an EMT and I've seen stuff that most people shouldn't see on a daily basis. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100% it helps you take your mind off of things. There was a moment today where for 40 minutes to an hour I sat in the studio with the airbrush booth set up, spraying away, and all I'm worried about is what I'm doing with those models at that time and nothing else, and that's quite nice, right? That's quite nice. And when I'm having a bad day, I always look at a picture of Brom and think it could be worse. Jonathan also said, it's a bit harsh, but I'm finding Munch not getting a gifted funny. It shouldn't be funny. Poor old Munch. He's in Discord as well, just waiting for the day he can have an updated role. I'm going back to VT. At least I have a good taste in movies. That's fine, Mandy. You can go and hang out with the other 5 viewers. You're welcome to. Off you go. You'll miss us, though. And I know you'll be back because you love us, because we love you. If I didn't have 2 little ones that depended on me, I'd love to get to a Great Hall gathering. We'll do something in the US at some point in the future as well. We must do. Painting minis is so good for keeping your brain quiet. Yeah, right. I used to have a couple of very stressful jobs as well, and once the day job was finished, especially if I'd had a bad one, sometimes I'd come home and Luce would sort of know I'm in a bit of a bad mood. Maybe it'd been a bit of a tough one. Maybe it'd been a bit hard, and I wouldn't be keen to talk. I wouldn't want to talk about it. I wouldn't want to talk about what I've done or what I've seen or whatever. And then you sit down with a kit in front of you and you get your snips and your glue and you start building, and you just sit there quiet, going through the sort of process, going through the motions. And it actually found more often than not that then got me talking. Not even intentionally. It wasn't like I'll start building the kit and then I'll talk, right? It was more about, and just started talking because that's what I was doing. And this is why when Models for Heroes approached us about working with them, and I'd already decided they were going to be our charity for this year, I said yes without a second thought, because Models for Heroes essentially use model making as therapy, a way to get people to sit down and talk and stuff, right? Which is unbelievably, like, it's exactly how I've been using it in the past, right? So that's why I support Models for Heroes. !M4H if you want the link. They're amazing. You can donate kits and all sorts. They're incredible. And that's one way that you can support the channel as well. It's not even support the channel directly, actually. It doesn't support us at all, actually. But, you know, Models for Heroes use model kits as therapy. It quietens people's minds. It allows them to talk about how they feel and stuff like that. It's amazing. So check out Models for Heroes. Mandy, do we need to have a word? I thought you said you were going to go to. I thought you said you were going back to VT, right? And then you come in here and drop the 50 members. And I don't think you're going to get Munch. Munch, your thing must be broke. Everyone stop trying to get Munch. It must be broken. It must be broken, right? It must be. Oh, you're amazing. For all those people gifted a membership, make sure you get yourself in the Great Hall. If anybody got gifted one tonight, please make sure you say thank you to the person that gifted. Come and hang out on the server. Use your membership, right? Use your membership, okay? And then maybe you'll choose to keep hold of it yourself. I don't know what to say tonight. You guys have been mental. Mandy, what you also need to do is you need to set us a new target. And the target, to be fair, right, the target is for the end of the month, right? I'm going to go with it's user error and Munch didn't turn on receive gifts correctly. It's going to be user error at this point. He says he's checked it the last 2 days, today and yesterday. And like I said, he has had a gifted one before. I know he's had a gifted one before. I've seen it. So I don't really know what to say. Membership goal 1 month. So Mandy, what's my new total? Okay. At least 240 in a single gifted show. It's 265 Iniquity. It's amazing. But now I'm going to have to gift even more tomorrow. I don't know what to. I don't like this much generosity, people. Okay. It makes me uncomfortable. This much generosity. Mandy's keeping the 6-9 on the total. Nice. There we go. Thank you, but stop it now. Okay? Stop it now. That's enough tonight. Munch is the type of person who wants a membership but doesn't turn on gifted. Munch is the type of person who wants to be a member all by himself, but he's waiting for an insurance payout because his other half has been diagnosed with something not very nice. Okay? So, I feel for him. All right? The Foxcaster literally only fits on one guy in the new Cadian kit. F's sake. That's now what I'm calling it. Painted Don, I'm calling it the Foxcaster. Nope, it's Foxcaster now. It's now a Foxcaster from now on. Sometimes working hard for your family is the good deed. Well, I mean, if that's the case, I definitely do it every day. It's not for you, it's for Munch. Should we change the channel name? Could be worse. It could be nudity instead. I mean, I'm a fan of that as well. It's got to be nice. Wouldn't have it any other way. Oh, amazing. Well, that's it, chat. We're only 199 members away from Mandy's target. Munch is Liam's new favourite person. I actually feel bad for him. I was hoping he'd have one by now. When I read the Death Guard promo and saw the expanding auras, I immediately thought of Liam's reaction. I actually like it. I've always said like Death Guard are one of the few armies that should have the aura stuff, right? Escape, I'm off now. Night, guys. Great stream. Unmunchable, says Escape. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. You're a hero. Love you. Right? We're about to go anyway. If Munch uses the YouTube app, I think the YouTube app is playing up. It's why I can't get 1080p, but on Google and YouTube I can. But he's already got it turned on all of those, so it shouldn't matter because it's just account based, right? If you had Eddie on, I would have done more subs to him, but you keep trying, and you keep trying to keep the Necrons down. Actually, Mandy, right? Here's an interesting fact. We talk about paying good deeds forward, Mandy, okay? I know for a fact that there has been occasions where you have donated more because Eddie is on stream with Necrons. So when we were at Great Hall Gathering this last weekend, I bought him, I don't know how many £100 worth it was, of Necron models for his army. So because of your gifts and your super chats, I have bought him more models for his Necrons so that you can see more variety of Necrons on the channel. I'll just sit here, Mandy, and wait for the apology. I'm okay to wait for it. Brilliant Duck, thank you for the gifted membership. You missed, though. You missed. 198 away. 1271. Oh, 1272, because yes, it comes in with another one. Oh, it's waiting. It's waiting. Any idea what armies are on tomorrow? Tomorrow is Knights. Stevie Duncan, welcome to the channel. As a Jarl all by yourself, I actually just set up the Jarls only giveaway tomorrow. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, man. Maybe we should just make a Munch tier of membership. I can't make any other tiers. People actually ask me, right, okay. People actually asked me for a tier between Haskell and Thane because it's still quite a big jump. People wanted to donate more than Haskell, but not as much as Thane. However, I have 6 tiers and YouTube maxes you at 6 tiers. I can't have another tier unless I get rid of one. So the only way I would be able to do it realistically is by getting rid of Hasir tier and creating another tier. And I've always tried to sell the fact that if you just want to be a member just to get access to the community, you can do it at just £2, despite the fact that it really doesn't help us that much. It helps you by giving you the access, right? I don't want to do that. I want to keep that there. So, you know, Mandy says, apology, I'm guessing you bought him Warriors or other trash units. No. I bought him a Doom Scythe stroke Night Scythe, whatever he wants to build it as, and a Doomsday Arc stroke Ghost Arc, whichever he wants to build it as. And I found this fully unbuilt Doomsday Arc stroke Ghost Arc in the house, and I'm giving that to him as well. So 2 Arcs and 1 Scythe is what he's got out of me. And at the weekend, we haven't seen this on stream yet, Mandy, but on the weekend at Great Hall Gathering, he bought 3 Doomstalkers to the games to play with those, and I gave him all 3 of those as well. So I'm feeding his Necrons more units so he can bring more variety for you. All right? Killer Acer. Are you mad, Carl? Acer's my biggest tier, and we have like 3 or 4 people at Acer tier. Jesus, Kill Acer. What are you, mental? Just got a raise at work. Got to put it to use, Stevie Duncan. You're amazing. Thank you so much for joining us at Jarl tier. You're a hero. Over 250 approximate snipes, no munch. None of you are facility sites, F, are you? Okay. Magnets, Eddie, get all the options out. Fly must be called Mr. the Flying Frenchman. It is a croissant, isn't it? Absolutely. I don't even have some of those. There you go, Manny, right? I want to do a thing. We are a long way off of this. A long way off of this. So chat, please don't get too excited. But I'd like to do a thing, all right? I have an idea. And I think we're going to bring this in at Thane tier. Might do it at Acer tier. We'll see. But here's my idea, okay? We're soon hopefully going to have a studio that's not my house, right? So if you have been an Acer or a Thane for X number of months, and I'm spitballing now, I don't have the exact details, I don't know what we're going to do, but this is an option, this is an idea I've got, right? You've been a member at that level for X number of months, let's say 3, right? Let's say 3 months at that tier. Okay. What we will do once we've got the new studio up and running is this. We will invite you to come to the studio. Okay. You'll come to the studio around lunchtime. You'll be involved with the setting up of the stream. We'll take you for dinner before stream. We'll pay for your food. We'll bring you back to the studio. And you essentially get to be a one-man live studio audience throughout the whole process of the stream, sat with the person on deck. You won't be mic'd. I don't like that gamble if I don't know who you are really, but we'll sit you there. You'll see the whole process. You'll see massively behind the scenes. More importantly, what you'll do in the afternoon once you're with us is we'll be playing your army on stream and you will write a list from what we've got. Now, At the moment, it sounds exciting, right? But at the moment, if you're say you're a Blood Angels player and all we've got is the Flesh Tearers and all we've got is 18 Blade Guard, 3 Brutalis and some characters, well, you aren't really write the list you want to write because it's just what it is and you can't change that, okay? So the intent is that we get to a point where people can turn up and pretty much pick whatever list they want from their army, okay? Now, that's for aces. What we might do for Thanes is we might add an added benefit whereby they can even remotely pick army lists, etc. Okay, so that people can say, "Hey, I want to see Eldar and I want to see this list," right? Filmed in front of a live studio audience. So I'd like to get to a plan. So I've got plans, Matt, right, of having like 2 rows of 4 chairs as a mini live studio audience if people wanted to come and watch the streams, just because I think it would be cool, right? I want to hold a sign that says applause. Hey, that's an idea I've got. Future, right? It's a future. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. I think as a concept, it's really, really cool, and it gets the people in. It gets the people involved as well, which is what I'm a real big fan of. People could bring their own army. Richmond, I wouldn't be against that, but we'd have to vet the way it looks before we let people put it on stream, because we're pretty fussy. But we'll see. Not against the idea. The other reason why that would be more difficult is I'm currently working on a brand new way of introducing armies on stream, and I don't think we'd be able to get that prepped in an afternoon with someone's fresh army. And then they'd have to send it ahead of themselves, and I wouldn't be confident with people posting an army to us that could then get broken. Okay. Anyway, you've had your 90 minutes, team. You people are incredible. Literally incredible. You made War Hipsters Night, so thank you so much for going over there and subscribing to him. If you haven't already, do it right now. All right, you can go over there right now. Is he still live? Let's see if he's still live, chat, shall we? Let's see if he's still live, because if he's still live, I'm gonna feed you into him now. He is still live. Okay, right. War Hipsters still live. So if you look at the link above, and I don't think I can redirect, customization, redirect, search videos from other channels, War Hipster, painting my first ever, yes, that one, save, that's it, right? That's everything from us. I don't know if he's staying around or if he's going. He might be turning his stream off. I'm hoping he's still going to go. Hang on. Don't turn off.
You need one of those big spinny wheels where each pie section is a weird chat plays rule. Live audience can roll it.
That would be quality as well, Mandy. Thank you for the 10. Anyway, you're all beautiful. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I love you all dearly. You're all incredible. Thank you so much for all the gifted memberships. I don't know how I'm going to pay this forward. If I end it now, he can't turn off, right? Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.